Yes. Okay, if I'm audible enough, then we shall start with today's lecture. And similarly, we may get a problem to the next day, that is tomorrow or day after tomorrow, because the marriage ceremony will be held on 12th of this month. So uh, there may be some problems. Okay, but right now we have no issue with this. So I welcome you all to our today's session, and we will turn to the first slide. Okay, you may not be seeing anything on the screen. That's why I have some questions to prepare and to ask you, for the reasons you might have some questions in your mind and you wanted to ask, but you just hesitate to ask questions. Okay, that's why I have prepared a few questions. Let's begin with the first question, that is, how can we start speaking in English? The very basic, the very fundamental question. And I think I had asked the question before. Okay, I think Sagar might have remembered the thing that I had asked the question 2 months before.
Yes.
How can we
Yes, sir.
start speaking in English? Okay, if you consider this as a question, then you have to start finding answer for it, actually. And if you don't consider it as a question, so start speaking at any time, at the moment, or a moment after. So there is no a specific muhurat for start speaking. The moment you wish to speak, you can start speaking with. And you need no participant, you need no colleague to speak with. You can start speaking with yourself in front of the mirror. You can start speaking. Okay. And no doubt you can learn a lot from yourself and then from others. Try to know yourself, try to understand yourself. What are your strengths and weaknesses? You need to understand, you need to know. So start speaking with yourself, and then you can start speaking with your colleagues, your friends, your family members too. Okay, have a wish, have a trust in yourself. About the next question, you can see how much time it will take to become an effective speaker. Do you think that the question is important? The question we need to take into our consideration, because the purpose of this online session, online course, with the purpose you have joined the course, that I want to be a speaker. I want to speak effectively, more confidently. Okay. And better than the previous. You can calculate your performance. And that's why, how much time it will take to become an effective speaker? What is your answer? Try answering the question you may write it in the chat box, or it is better to have a direct dialogue to answer the question. How much time it will take to become an effective speaker? What do you say? It is up to you. Okay. Yes, Urmila? Hello. What do you say, Sagar?
Sir, it depends on us. How can we speak or how can we practice it?
Okay. So effectiveness. Okay. It will come up.
There is no deadline for become a effective speaker, sir.
No, but you'll have to calculate that in a month. Okay.
Sir,
How?
sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, it depends how much words we have, how much knowledge we have to make sentence, or how can we uh, speak to our colleagues or something, and how can we talk in formal and informal language.
Yes, exactly. And how rigorously you you tend to speak with people, and you, if you take it seriously as a serious task, you will have a chance to be effective. And actually, there is uh, nothing as such which is what we can say a perfect speaker, or you are now you have become a perfect speaker. Actually, there is no perfection. All are learning. I'm still learning. I'm still doing practice. I'm still reading. I'm still uh, getting insights. Okay, pondering on various things, and then I too try to become effective speaker. But still, we can be effective speakers more than the previous. Okay, means the graph should be escalating. It should be going up in the upward direction. Okay, so that is our intention here behind this question. Actually, the other participants, they just removed, or there may be some problems regarding internet. I'm also getting low internet, but yes, that's why I have paused my video. The next question is, and no problem at all, we are recording the meeting, and you will get its footage, its video footage on the group itself. Did you set your target regarding speaking effectively, or doing the practice regularly? Did you set your target? So only through speaking you can improve your performance, and you set your target, you will hit your target. Okay, to hit the target, you need to practice regularly daily and start speaking, and just forget about if you are speaking correctly or not. Just forget about, just attempt to speak, and with speaking you can improve yourself. So it is on the go process, and through speaking you can correct yourself, you can correct your sentence, you can correct your expressions, and accordingly you can do better than the previous. The next question I'd like to ask, how will you train your mind to think in English? It is an essential thing, required thing. You have to, while considering to speak in English or to communicate in English. So without thinking in English, the thing is not possible. Okay, the dream will not come true without start thinking in the same language. Okay, as we find it easy to think in our mother tongue, our regional language, that is Marathi, but you can also think in English. You can train your mind, train your brain to think in English. Okay, and with practice, with some tricks, you can do it. Right now, I have persisted, I have controlled my mind to speak and deliver the speech in English only. Okay, I could use Marathi or my mother tongue to interact with you because I think I can express it very effectively, very well in mother tongue, in Marathi. But still, I'm restricting myself. I'm restricting me to use only English. Okay, once you have decided, once you have set your target, okay, and once you want to be an effective speaker in the upcoming time, you need to start speaking at the very moment. Okay, and if you start speaking with anybody, they will simply reply to your interaction, to your expressions. Okay, or just they just reply in yes or no, or oh I see, okay. Okay, so that kind of response is also worth. It is also important. Okay, so again, we shall see that those various forms, various formats, why they should be seen, because we should be well versed in those things. Speech. If you are asked to give a speech, a free speech, okay, or speech on a particular topic, that is a restricted one, okay, you should be ready to give the speech. Okay, so you need to think over it, the point. You have to do some outline, some paperwork, and with the help of paperwork, you can deliver speeches. And one after another, your speeches will become a huge success. The motivational speakers, you can observe how and in what way they give speeches. Do you know the person, a very effective and motivational speaker, Guru Swami Gaur Gopal Das Ji? Have you heard his name? He's a popular person. And his popularity is not limited to only Maharashtrian people. He's a worldwide famous personality. Okay, and he just he was born in Ahmednagar district. Wamburi is his birthplace. Okay, but how effectively and how effeminately he gives uh, those speeches, wonderful speeches. And there are excellent speakers who can speak on a variety of topics. Debate, how you can sustain your point, okay, how you can advocate your point, that you can give your approach, you can present your approach, you can develop a thought in a systematic way, that is debate. Or in a way you can defend some some points, okay, and you want to protect a few things. So through debating you can emphasize your topic, your points, and you can sustain your future in improving speaking skills. Like speeches and debating, there are a few more specific skills, speaking skills, and they are interview skills. As an interviewer and as an interviewee, by both way, you can handle the situation. Being a panelist on the interview panel, you can ask questions to the candidates, okay, and it's not only limited to interviews of for a job interview. The interviews may be some thoughtful interviews, or if you want to know a person's development from right from the beginning, so you can interview a celebrity too, okay, or you can interview some eminent personality, social workers, teachers, doctors, engineers. You can interview them. So that is to interview skills. And while being a candidate, or being to ready with as an interview, you can give answers to the questions which are asked during the interview, okay. So it is both way, okay, asking questions and answering to the questions. Next part, here it is group discussion, okay. In a group discussion, how positive you are, how are your means the frequency of giving part in answering, okay, how you can lead a discussion and the group too. That is also a point of learning, acquiring speaking skills. Group discussion, okay. So group discussion or a panel discussion is also there, okay. You can speak on, you can discuss on a particular topic, a particular point for discussion. Then oral presentations. So with the help of the slides, these are the slides, and with the help of the slides, you can make your presentation. And making your presentation, giving your presentation orally is an art. You can acquire it. It is a science too. You can acquire it as a science too. It's a technique. As interview is also a kind of technique, and presenting is also a kind of technique. We need to acquire the skill, okay, by learning its theory plus practicing the same. Okay, so presentation is important, and on various occasions you need to be ready to present, to give your presentation, to give your report of your work, your regular work, monthly reports, then your periodically reports, quarterly reports, 6 monthly reports, annual reports, and so on. Seminar is also an integral part where speaking skills are generally used and extended. Okay, so expansion of those things. A scholarly talk will uh, generally be given at seminars and conferences. Okay, it's a part of the academia, means the academics, seminar, workshops, conferences, symposium. Okay, these are regular part of regular practice. And you need to be well versed in fitting in your role. Okay, the next one is questioning. Okay, to frame questions correctly. Okay, it's an art and it's a science too. Means you need to acquire those sentence structures. Through the sentence structures you can acquire those things. Questioning. आता या प्रत्येक गोष्टीचा एक 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 असा आपण जर गांभीर्याने विचार केला तर आपल्याला एक एक गोष्टीचं आपल्याला जे आहे ते स्किल कसं एक्वायर करायचं, हाऊ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्वायर द स्किल, a particular skill at a time, or actually these are intermingling skills and these are complementary to each other. याचा एका स्किलचा दुसरीकडे, दुसऱ्याचा तिसरीकडे असा याचा फायदा होतोच. पण काय असतं की एक त्याचा फॉर्मॅट फिक्स्ड असतो आणि म्हणून तिथे त्या ज्या गोष्टीला स्कोप आहे त्या गोष्टी करायच्या असतात. अँकरिंग अँड अनाउन्समेंट्स, these are also somewhat different, and a particular mindset is required to do the anchoring. If you are going to do the anchoring for a formal function, okay, then how much scope is there for creativity? Okay, some dialogues you can share, some quotations you can use at the time when you think it is necessary or it is important to use those quotations. But all the time you can't use only, you cannot insert only quotations. You'll have to say it creatively. Okay, and storytelling. Okay, storytelling is also a part. Those are not the stories for a storytelling competition. As a part of competition you can take part and you can do this activity. Okay, storytelling. But here actually storytelling is about your pretext you give, or you need to give some reasons to describe some conditions to your colleagues, to your friends. That's at the time you start describing the event, why you were not being able to do something. At the beginning I also did the same. Why I was not being able to conduct the lecture, the session yesterday. Okay, why I was not ready, I was not being able to take the lecture. So I explained my side Okay, and I had also written on the group yesterday. That's why I was not being able to conduct the lecture. So this is a kind of story telling. You elaborate the story. You give reasons. And you also show your concerns. बरोबर. त्याच्यामुळे ह्या गोष्टी ज्या आहेत त्या महत्वाच्या असतात. Answering is also important. To some responses. If you are asked a few questions, okay, or as a part of some responses, you need to answer because you are answerable to a few authorities, few persons in authorities, and they can ask you questions. You can't neglect your role. Being at the workplace, you can't neglect their questions. You will have to answer their questions. Okay, and in a way, you need to do the description. Okay, describing some incidents, some events, some pictures. Okay, and what type of sentiment is there behind an action, behind a scene, behind a picture? How we can relate those things with our concerns. Okay, so I think I have had my all my concerns very well with the participants. But here we are just the 2-1 in the meeting. So Sagar, if you have anything to share, you can share it. So it will become a live discussion or a live interaction. It is better to call it as a live interaction. If you have anything specific to share, you can do it.
Sir, I didn't get that description. What is it?
Description. Okay, so it is to describe something. Okay, to define something, to narrate an event. That
is it a same topic that storytelling also?
Yes,
Because
storytelling is also to some extent it is equal, it is similar. Okay, but when you describe something, you go something deeper into it. Okay, you start exploring some basic things. Okay, and it is that way more thought provoking. Storytelling is the thing that you start pretexting, or you're simply giving reasons, or you're simply skipping the truth behind something. You're just hiding some things that you may not be able to tell. Okay, that thing. Storytelling is skipping the points, or it is just hiding those things which you cannot share with people. So you start giving false pretexts. You start giving some reasons which are not true. Lecture is going on. गरम होते पण आता ठीक आहे. त्यामुळं एक 5 मिनिटांमध्ये आपण एंड करूया इथे. तर हे दोन्हीमध्ये त्या प्रकारचा फरक असणार आहे. स्टोरी टेलिंग हे थोडस आपण इमॅजिनरी गोष्टीकडे आपण घेऊन जातो किंवा आपण असं एक दोन चार कारण असं सांगू शकतो की दे मे नॉट बी रेलेव्हंट or they may not be true, but you can you do with it. That is storytelling. Okay, and actually storytelling is also a good art for speaking. If some students or some little yeah, some little ones in or at home, children, they tend to listen to stories. Okay, so storytelling, actually we are not in the age of telling stories. Some old people, okay, uh, it is their duty to tell stories to the younger ones. असं आहे ते. म्हणून त्या दोन्ही त्यांनी अँगलने सुद्धा काय करता येऊ शकेल, याला आपण इलॅबोरेट करता येऊ शकेल. ओके, तर हा पार्ट यामध्ये आहेच आपल्या एकूणच शेड्यूल मध्ये. मग एक एक गोष्ट आपल्याला कशा प्रकारे करता येऊ शकेल किंवा आपल्याला हाही विचार आपण करूया. वी विल ऑल्सो थिंक ऑफ what problems you are getting while doing a particular function, while performing a particular function. Okay, as if you want to speak in front of others, that is public speaking. Okay, in front of your friends or in a classroom, what type of fears do you feel, do you experience? So that type of questions we can think, and we will overcome those things, and will means I want to provide optimum practice to do the things recurringly, repeatedly. Okay, so repeated activities will make us a master of the things. When you do the thing for the first time, then for the second time, third time, recurringly, repeatedly, you will master the skill, a particular skill. Okay, and as you said before, as you said earlier, that you need to have vocabulary, and that is active vocabulary. Okay, if you have the active vocabulary, then you can use them instantly, you can apply them, and you can win the situation. Reading is also important. Okay, and listening. Without listening, we can't perform all those skills effectively. Listening is also important, and they should come hand in hand. ह्या गोष्टी एक हातात हात घालूनच चालतात, कारण त्याशिवाय आपल्याला ह्या स्किल्स वरती तेवढे मास्टरी, तेवढं प्रभुत्व येऊ शकत नाही. म्हणून हे एकाच वेळेस ह्या दोन्ही गोष्टी वेगवेगळ्या